Dave Ramsey has always believed that we should always hold on to these 5 things that the Bible says we should do with our wealth. There are many of them now, but if you perform the following 5 consistently for the next 2 decades, you will experience benefits that will blow your mind. Always, each and every time. Simply put, if you plant corn, you shouldn't be surprised to see corn grow. A person always gets back what they put into the world. If you do nothing and expect the government to provide for you, you can expect mud. And so, this is the Financial Bridge. And let's go over these 5 rules that Dave Ramsey wants us to follow to become rich and successful completely. But before that, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more of our personal financing and investment content. Nevertheless, let's begin. The first step is to establish a formal plan. In the realm of finance, this is referred to as a budget. Don't go up in height without figuring out your budget beforehand, unless you want people who see you to start making fun of you and saying things like, "This man started to build and was unable to finish." It's best to avoid getting halfway up and then realizing you can finish the project. Don't go erecting skyscrapers without first slashing your budget, pal. If you don't have a target in mind, you'll hit it every time. As his friend Zig Ziglar always said. When asked where his money went, one of his good buddies, John Maxwell, always quotes his definition of a budget. People telling their money what to do. Acing a task requires conscious effort. After the Super Bowl, a young reporter will approach you and ask, "How did you win?" This guy is always saying things like, "I don't know," or "I just got off the bus and this thing happened." And he never actually goes somewhere. Intentionally honing your craft over many years is what it takes to make it to the Super Bowl. A bountiful crop is never the result of chance, unless it is a weed crop. His main strategy is to sow some seeds, monitor the growing process, keep tabs on the variable you can influence, and document your findings. But firstly, you need to see the needs of your own family and ensure that your current course of action is carried out in full. The second is that you must immediately begin decreasing your debt. That's very much what anyone would expect to hear from Dave Ramsey. Here's the catch though. Whoever takes out a loan is effectively a slave to the lender. A borrower is a lender's slave as long as a ritual is performed over the poor. Allowing other people to govern your life resulted in you losing everything. That's what we call a master. And you know the term. Dave's old preacher always said, "In America, you have the right to be incorrect." A man with experience is not the mercy of a man with an opinion. We are not trying to seem conceited by saying that he's the reason more people are rich and free of debt than ever before. But it isn't fun being in debt. So let's get out of it. As ridiculous as it seems, you should not try to get married in this manner right now. All the money comes in, all the money goes out. And the only thing that's changed to protect the innocent are the names. We have no idea why. Despite having abundant earnings, but we are completely destitute. We understand why people would do everything to a financial system that is set up to steal from them. But now we must put a stop to it, which is why you need to stop borrowing money altogether. This peculiar situation occurred at the time when Dave Ramsey was not obligated to make any payments and was instead earning an income and thus had surplus funds with which to do anything he wished. After that, he was able to keep everything he earned and he invested everything in a cash-generating asset, except for the taxes collected. No compensation was given. What he did was the most incredible thing in his life. And the first few years were difficult because obviously, there were things he wanted to do but couldn't afford. And he had to learn this magical ancient phrase that not many people knew. You press your tongue against the roof of your mouth and expel air. To end the game, he brought out the Caesars and told them he was done. It's been 38 years since he last had a credit card, which is where he went bankrupt 30 years ago. Several banks initially refused to give him one, and when they finally did, he decided he didn't want it. This is what he has learned from the Bible, and here are the 4 pieces of green plastics that make up his wallet: his business debit card, his home debit card, his driver's license, and his pistol carry permit. Most people are taken aback by this third one, which is to encourage healthy relationships. Do not be fooled. bad company corrupts good morals, the Bible warns. Did you know that you tend to take on the traits of those with whom you spend most of time? You should expect your income to be within 10 to 15% on the average of your 10 closest friends over the next decade, according to studies. Furthermore, some of you will be leaving and some of you must find new companions. You need to find a place where you would normally acquire good and healthy knowledge for you. To a large extent, you turn out to be like the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with giving people, you will become generous yourself. If you want to meet men who appreciate their wives, you should spend time with those men. That happens so rarely that it's unbelievable. It's a strange phenomenon, so be selective. You're not really picking favorites here. You can love everyone, even those who are not so nice, but you should be very particular with your group of people. The people in your life who have had a significant impact on your vocabulary, your spiritual well-being, your generosity, your way of thinking about business, and your wisdom. Just remember that who you hang out with most influences you. The next step is to set aside money for future use and investment. If you don't owe anyone money and have a strategy in place, you should prioritize saving and investing your money. As the proverb goes, in the house of the wise are stocks of choice food and oil, while a foolish man devours all he has. Dave Ramsey has been able to make money for as long as he can remember, so he knows what it's like to be broke because he has also experienced foolishly squandering everything he has earned. Unfortunately, he was not successful in maintaining his own resolve. Although he had long believed that he could outwork his own foolishness, he eventually realized that this strategy was futile. Put money away and use it later. Initially, we're putting money aside for a rainy day fund, with the goal of having 3 to 6 months worth of expenses stashed away. In the Sage's mansion, we keep an abundance of fine foods and oils. This puts one in a position to give lavishly. When cash is tight, generosity takes a back seat. And lastly, it's kind to give someone a smile and hold the door open for them. But what we mean is giving money to help feed hungry children. Here, we're referring to the purchase of a vehicle by a lone mother. What we mean is that you can help someone out who is having a hard time. It's good to do completely out of the blue acts of kindness if you're not struggling financially and have your own needs covered, because that kindness could eventually affect you in a good way as well. Now, if you're not insanely giving because you are in debt, haven't saved any money, don't have a plan, and hang out with self-centered individuals who are worrying about their Instagram shot, we recommend you that you take these 5 rules into consideration today and do some changes to your life that will surely be worth it in the long run. So, once again, this is The Financial Bridge. We hope that you liked our topic for today's video. And if you have some thoughts you'd like to share, feel free to comment them down, and we'd be more than glad to join you in the conversation. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and click the bell button as well to stay updated for more of our recent and future uploads. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.